All right, people, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. Uh, Admittedly, this is an episode that I've been waiting to do for a very long time. It's one that I have been doing some research on for the last maybe couple of months. In some way, shape, or form, every video that I've released about SGC and PSA and all that stuff is somehow, some way, all connected to this little experiment that I ran here. And now we got some results in the house, and we're gonna do some unboxing here of a little slight mail day. No big deal. And we're gonna get into this box of what we're doing. If you read the thumbnail, there's some hints in the thumbnail there. And we're we're off and running. So what I'm gonna do is, or what I've been doing is, I've been looking up some cards that I've been wanting to buy in good grades, and started to try to do an experiment on what's been happening with PSA the last couple of months. I'd say maybe the last 6 to 8 months. If you watch the gem rate video, you'll know that their gem rates have dropped significantly. And that led me to believe that they were being too stringent on their grading, and that they are giving out much lower grades to cards that deserve higher grades. And so what I did was, I'm not going to submit with PSA. So I'm submitting with SGC and HGA pretty much exclusively. I'm still buying the occasional PSA card if it pops up at a decent price, usually in a 9 or a 10. But I want to kind of just preface this by saying that I'm not doing this experiment that we're about to walk through. Before you guys start shitting on me, I did not do this experiment to make money. Okay, this isn't an investment play. All right. If you want investment advice when it comes to cards, you can check out Sports Card Investor. They got great content. Graded Card Investor has great content. There's a myriad of people that you can be watching that'll give you great advice when it comes to investing and getting an ROI on your collection. I collect. As you can see, this wall, I've said it before in some of my other videos. Many of you may think that this wall, I made it for the backdrop of these videos. No. This wall has been this way for years, even before I started my channel. I do this as a hobby. I love it. I love basketball. I love 90s basketball, and I've been doing this for a very long time in terms of 90s basketball and watching basketball. I'm a big fan, been a big fan. That being said, none of what I did here was for an investment standpoint. So before you keyboard killers out there start firing up those fingers and start getting ready to go, oh well, you'll never get what you paid for it, and blah 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 blah. That's not what this is about. This is about making a point, and my point is that PSA is grading way too harshly, and that SGC grades a lot more consistently and fairly to the condition of the card and not what the card is. So that being said, let's get into what I did. So I'll do a couple of quick little mail time packages that I got in today, along with, I haven't been doing a whole lot of buying, honestly, of like cards. I have a lot of what I want, and really what it's going to be about for me going forward. The Rockets just drafted Green at 2. We got the kid from Turkey at 16, which I think is going to be a phenomenal player. And then we got some good pieces, and we're just, the Rockets went from a rebuild team to a very interesting team within a matter of a couple of hours during the draft. Shendun is a kid at 16 that we took. So really, my collection is going to be centered around, going forward, is a lot of 90s era GOATs, basketball players, and a lot of Rockets rookies that are part of this new draft class. or in the last couple of years. Case in point, here's a Jay Sean Tate that I just picked up. Ticket autograph. I think this kid has got some serious potential. My dogs are barking, and that tells me that either my wife or my kids are probably home. So you guys know I don't do a whole lot of editing. So if my kids are in fact here, then that just is what it is. We play it as it comes, people. Y'all know it. Y'all know the deal. Yeah, and so that's really just what I've been picking up the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months, as I've been just submitting cards and submitting stuff and doing things. And this is, oh, I know what this is. This is my Kemp rookie card. So I picked up a Kemp rookie card. I got a couple of Kemp rookie cards already, none of which I felt were good enough to submit. And then this one popped up on an auction. I mean, y'all know my rule. Anything under $100, I can usually take a stab at. But I wanted this one for my own personal collection. So, without any further to do, I sent off a total of 8 cards that I bought on eBay. We'll go through what they were previously, and then we'll go through what they came back as. All right, so I didn't edit, but I just kind of got up and walked away for a second. So yeah, so as I open these up, we'll go through what they were in a PSA, and then, you know, obviously we'll see here what they are in an SGC. Now, full disclosure, I did look at the grades, but I don't exactly remember all of them. So it is tuxedo time, baby. We're gonna start off with, so what I'll do is, I got this stack of busted up slabs here. Okay, these are all the slabs that I broke them out of. I kept all of the tags. Okay, so what I'll do is I will show you the card, and then I'll show you what it was, and then we'll remove the label, and then I'll show you what it is from SGC. Now, if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll remember the Luka PSA 7 that I got back. So here's we'll do the little numbers right here. Let's see if y'all can focus in on that. Let's see if we can zoom in just a smidge. There we go. Okay. If you remember my Luka that had a PSA 8 that I could not, for the life of me, figure out why it had gotten a PSA 8. It looked relatively clean to me. It was a 9.5, 9, 10. I mean, it was not an 8. So that was one of the ones that I submitted. And it came back a 10. Came back a SGC 10. So, let's start with this Skybox Michael Jordan, which was, here, I'll do this. Can we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, talk about drama. Drama for your mama. All right, so there we go. That's what it was before. It was a Michael Jordan near mint 7, and it came back an 8.5. Now, we could argue that PSA doesn't do half grades and all this other stuff, but the fact of the matter is that they do. They do half grades for anything below a 9, and they gave this one originally a 7. is what this was. Came back an 8.5. I mean, that's centering's off top to bottom. There's some edge wear up at the top. The front of this card, surface-wise, is flawless. But there was a soft edge up here on the upper right-hand corner that you can't really see until you get it under the magnifying glass. And this top edge right here has some edge wear. PSA gave it a 7. SGC gave it an 8.5. So, from a 7 to an 8.5. Okay? So that's one thing. Let's do that. Put that over there. We'll put that right there. Okay. This next one was, let me see, what was this? Was this the bronze? Yeah, this was the bronze. This one is a little bit odd because and I'll say that, I'll tell you why, because you'll notice the PSA is with coating. And I actually took the coating off of it because I don't like hold on to the cards with coating. So this one went from an 8 to a 9 simply by peeling off the coating. So I'm pretty happy about having this one at a 9 in the collection. Iverson rookie card, Topps Finest bronze, apprentices. So pretty excited about that one. So this one wasn't too big of like a holy crap. It went from a this to a that. Like that one was not too much. The next one is, I think this is the Skybox. So this is a Skybox. PSA 8 is what it was originally. Okay. PSA 8 came back a 9.5. Was a PSA 8, came back a PSA 9.5. It's a whole grade and a half higher than the PSA 8. I saw it when I saw it on eBay. The only issue that I saw was obviously the centering. You can see kind of the elbow, the spacing in the elbow, a little off left to right. But other than that, I thought this card was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. When I cracked it out of the case, I really thought this one was probably going to come back a 10. A 10 or a 9.5, but I just think maybe the centering is just a little too off. It didn't necessarily get that get that extra half a point to kick it over to a 10. You know, but still, I mean, from an 8 to a 9.5, my opinion, I would much rather have this card in my personal collection as a SGC 9.5 than a PSA 8 all day long. You can argue with me if you'd like. That's fine. But, you know, I just that's how I see it. So these next three were all PSA 8s. So this one was 7, 7, 8, 9, 8, 2, 9. Okay, so this is the order in which I put them in. Wait a minute. Yes, okay, so there we go. Wait a minute. So what was that one? Oh, no, that was the Bowman's Best one. Okay, so my bad. This one's a premium. All right, so R1, R1, 28, 29, 30. 28, 29, 30. Okay. So this one, I submitted them in this order. All right, so this one was an 8. This is a Allen Iverson Bowman's Best rookie card that I submitted. Okay. Was a PSA 8, came back an 8.5. So, they're probably pretty on the money with that one. 8 to an 8.5, not a big jump. Seems like they're okay there. Not too much discrepancy. So, good there. This one, same thing. PSA 8, when I submitted it, cracked it, subbed it, came back an 8.5. So, that's two of them that you can say, okay, yeah, PSA got that one right. Those were 8s. Probably legitimate 8s. And this last one, also an 8. Or started off life as an 8. Came back a 9. So this one PSA or SGC felt it was a little bit better. So it's a lot of vintage cards, okay? you know, that I sent off, right? Obviously the 90, 91, the 96, 96, 97. I also did buy one other card that I was going to send as part of this experiment. But when I bought it, I realized why it was a PSA 7, why it came back a 7, and then I ended up not sending it off. So let me see if I can. So this Zion, I bought at a PSA 7, and you can kind of see. Let me see if you can see it in this. You see that big old divot right there? So that's when I was like, oh, okay, that one's not even worth me sending in. So that one just stayed over there. But along with that, I also bought this Ja Morant NBA debut. PSA 7 is what it was originally. And I sent it in, looked over it, looked pretty good. Came back a 9.5. I don't know why they gave it a 7. I'm telling y'all, I looked through this thing top to bottom. When I bought it online, I thought the centering was great. There may be some very slight print defects on this thing, like print lines on it. But other than that, this thing was clean as a whistle. And I have no idea why PSA decided to grade that a 7. A 7. Really? A 7? I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. You know? But I'm happy because I got Ja Morant in a 9.5. So, I mean, what you know, ultimately what's the story here? The story here is that PSA is just simply grading. If you want to say they're grading correctly, they're just grading harshly to their standards, whatever the case may be. But to go from a 7 to an 8.5, to go from a 7 to a 9.5, from 8s to a 9, 9, 9, 9.5. You know, they're just too inconsistent. PSA is just too inconsistent. They just are. And I simply cannot send my money to a company that's not going to grade my stuff consistently. That's just how I feel about it. And, you know, I might do a couple of other, you know, kind of iterations of this same experiment where I take, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe I take some other stuff. Maybe more, do a couple more. Like I said, I wanted to do a couple of more modern ones, just to kind of see what, you know, what's what, right? But, you know, I just, this was enough for me. I didn't need to. I mean, this Ja Morant, when I saw this Ja Morant, I was like, that is just how, and I know what the person was thinking whenever they got it back. They were like, how is this a 7? I know the person who sent this in was thinking, how the hell did this get a 7? And they were probably looking over it and sweating, and man, it was a 7. Came back a 9.5. Came back a 9.5. Actually, you know what? Let me see something. Let's see if we can do a quick little check real quick here. Cardhedger.com. Shout out to my man JD over at cardhedger.com. See if we can't find Ja Morant Mosaic basketball Mosaic debut. No, just base. Just base. Let's search that up and see what. No, not that. There we go. So that's, here we go. That's the base right there. What has this thing turned into? Well, it's been choppy up and down. So this was a PSA 7. There's not going to be much on a PSA 7. At $15 versus an SGC 9.5. There's not very many sales on that one either. $30, $20. Yeah. So like I said, you're not. This is by no means an investment play at all. But you know, right now, PSA is $200 a card, $300 a card. So that's going to be really interesting. That one was crazy from a PSA 7 to at $15 to a SGC 9.5 at $30. You know, there's not a lot of price difference there. So you know, if you got a 7, man, I feel sorry for the people that got a 7 that were looking at this card and going, man, that's a 10. That's a 10. And especially for new submitters, like people who are submitting for like the first time, like you do all your research, you do everything that you got to do to say, okay, I feel like I'm educated enough to start submitting some of my own cards. And then, you know, you get back cards that you thought were 10s and then completely knocks you off your high horse, you know, because you're like, dang, man, I thought I really had this figured out. And then, nope, you sure didn't. Let's see what these Iversons are going for. Bowman's Best. There it is right there. SGC 9, about $50. Not bad. PSA 8s, $30. That's not bad. This is one of my favorite ones, though. That's pretty dope. Man, look how young this kid was. Just a old young buck. Crossing over everybody in the league. So, there you have it, folks. That's the, you know, that's how my experiment went. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Do you think SGC is too loose? Or do you think PSA is too tight on their requirements? Which one is it, right? At that point, it becomes a very big matter of opinion. It matters. If you're an SGC fanboy, you're gonna say PSA is too stringent, and the guys over at PSA don't know what the fuck they're doing. Or if you're a PSA guy, you're saying, hey man, those guys over at SGC have no clue what the hell they're doing. They're just handing out 9s and 9.5s all willy-nilly. But it does bring up a good point about one of the things that I've always said, and that when PSA pigeonholes themselves to either a 10 or a 9, and they're offering no variation in between, then it becomes really hard to accurately give a grade, I feel, at least, where you're saying, hey, it's either a 9 or a 10. And if it's neither one of those, then it's an 8.5. It's like, okay, well, I mean, the card could be a 9.5, it could be a 10, it could be a 10 pristine, or a 10 excellent, or whatever, you know, you want to call it. I wish PSA would open up, you know, their standards to say, hey, we're going to start looking at cards that are a 9 or a 9.5 and start giving a 9.5 grade to cards that, you know, that require it, or to the cards that earn it. But that's it. I'm glad I was able to do this and put this together and share it with y'all. Hopefully you get something out of it, and hopefully it allows you to make a decision for yourself when it comes time to where you want to send your cards, and, you know, what grading companies you choose to do business with. That's really why I did it, not to make money. I mean, I wanted this 9.5 Iverson. And then, you know, I got 9s in all the other ones, and then I got a 8.5 in the Jordan, which I already have a 9 in that Jordan, but always good to have multiples. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Check the description for the link to Card Hedger. This is where I go and do all the pricing analysis. They've been working. My buddy JD over there has been working, loading up cards into the database. They're doing hundreds a day, thousands a week, just to get things going, and hopefully build up that dashboard. So some of you have already signed up using the link. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Also, if you like how I'm displaying my cards back here, you can check out Collect 3D Prints in the description below. I now have an affiliate link for them as well. And that's it. I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all for being here. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.